Today I'm talking about 5 assets that you can put on your resume or cover letter to show you're an asset when it comes to landing that civilian job.
On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up.
Now, when it comes to the job process, you're going to be filling out a resume and a cover letter, and you're going to want to put skills or highlight different skills and habits on there that are going to help set you apart from other people. In the military, these are 5 that I came up with. It's certainly not an inclusive list. There's probably a ton more out there. If you guys do know of some other ones, post them below, and let's have a conversation about why you think they're important and how we can help benefit other people even with those. So the first one that I have on here is teamwork. Now, in the military, you know that you work with people from a ton of different backgrounds. So, for example, like our platoon, we had people from Florida and California, Georgia, Texas. I grew up in Michigan, Connecticut, New York, Washington. I mean, just about every state. A lot of people have at some point, probably worked with someone, from one of those different states. And it's not even just the geographic location because these people, everyone has a different cultural background, different beliefs, all that different stuff. And, whether you like it or not, you have to work with these people. And that's actually a valuable asset to have because it's the same thing that happens in the civilian world, maybe not as much, as the difference of all these people from across the country coming to one location. But you certainly have that background and experience in that. And that's something that employers value. So, number one is teamwork. Number two is knowing all aspects of the mission. Now, this kind of boils down to maybe something like situational awareness, where if you've ever done something like a formal briefing before a mission or something like that, you know that you know what's going on with the units around you, what their mission is, what the higher ups mission is, what the weather uh, is like, what the different phases of the mission are, the different routes. I mean, everything that you could think of is covered in these briefings. And this is, again, the same thing that we could apply to the civilian world. So you know what your coworkers are doing, you know what your boss is doing, you know what his mission is. And by having this understanding and awareness of what's going on, it's going to make you a lot more valuable as opposed to someone that kind of just shrugs your shoulders and, oh, I don't know, whatever. So, again, number two is situational awareness or knowing all aspects of the mission. Number three is attention to detail. Now, it starts in basic training. No one gets around this, but this is a fantastic thing to have because I found that a lot of people in the civilian world value this. Um, I don't know if it's because that people simply lack it outside of the military or it's not as enforced or built into them as much. But in the military, this is one of the first things that they teach you is attention to detail. So this is something I would probably highlight as maybe a soft skill on the resume, detail oriented or attention to detail or highly focused, something like that. But it's a definite good one to have. All right, number four, being on time. So a few different sayings, but it goes along the lines of if you're 15 minutes early, you're on time, and if you're on time, you're late, something like that. But this punctuality and making sure you're at the right place at the right time in the right uniform, uh, again, goes a long way in the civilian world. So the last thing you want to be is someone that shows up late or just on time. Show up early, get all your stuff ready, be prepared. Don't be the person that rushes in right when 8 o'clock hits and you're scrambling around. So the fourth one that we have is being on time or being punctual. All right. And our fifth one is adapting to change or being flexible. Now, you guys know that in the military, if there's anything that's constant, it's change. And no one likes it, but you just learn to deal with it. And again, this is a fantastic thing to have. I would probably label this as flexibility on a resume because just like the military and the civilian world, things are going to change. You're not going to have the same routine every day. Um, your clients are going to cancel on you. There's a ton of different things that could come into play, and you just have to kind of learn to roll with it and adapt. So number five is flexibility or being able to adapt. And there you have it, guys. 5 different habits that you learned in the military that are going to help make you an asset when it comes to that civilian job. So, again, if you know of any other different habits that you might have picked up along the way, comment below with them. And that's it for this episode. So, since it's Friday, let's end it off with a safety brief. So, of course, if you drink, have a plan. Don't do anything that's going to land you in first sergeant's office or your boss's office on Monday morning. And if you know any other veterans out there that would benefit from what we're covering here, let them know about life after service.